Hello, everyone. It is Tuesday. It is 5, and I am Tim here with another Robot Butt Recommends. So for today, I'm going to try to keep things a little bit lighter than they have been, and go for a little bit of a nostalgia factor in a weird sort of way. So, if you were like me growing up in the late 80s and mostly 90s, McDonald's was considered eating out fancy because we were kids and we were very dumb and did not know any better. But McDonald's used to do the Monopoly game, and it used to be a really big deal. They do still do the Monopoly game, but it is not the same as it used to be in the 90s when they went all out promoting it, and they would send out actual physical little paper game boards so that when you peeled the pieces off your drink and Big Mac container, you could actually place them on an actual Monopoly board. Well, they stopped doing that at one point in the early 2000s, and it is because there is a ridiculous story about how the game was rigged and the money was stolen right under McDonald's nose. And it is all told in a documentary called McMillions, which is a really fun documentary series that is on HBO and also Hulu through their partnership with HBO, if you can get it through that. It's a 6-part documentary series, and it is a truly incredible story. One of those truth being stranger than fiction kind of deals, where if you laid down the beats of the story and handed it to someone as a screenplay, they would throw it back at you and say, "This isn't believable. No one's going to buy this. Go back to the drawing board." But of course, it did really happen, and it is really kind of it's not a criminal mastermind thing. It's essentially a bunch of regular people finding themselves in the right place at the right time to make incredibly lucrative but very bad decision. And it was even caught by the same kind of right place, right time luck of the draw. So it's kind of a nice diversion at this point. The past couple recommendations I've given have focused more on, dealing with the actual bad things going on, the way the economy is tanking, the way we're all stuck inside. So I figured this would be something a little bit more fun and light and frothy. Like I said, if you have HBO or Hulu, you can get it through that. Obviously, this goes for all of the recommendations. If you want to be illegal yourself, you can always pirate and torrent it. But for all the people listening to this that have a stake in it, I am not condoning that at all. Please pick that part up, NSA. But yes, McMillions. It has a $sign at the end of the word for the S, so you know it's cool. And it was actually based, I remember reading about it a couple of years ago in Newsweek or something was an article, and thought it was satire at first before I got farther enough into it to realize it was a true story. So I was very excited when they announced the documentary series for this. And the documentary series actually goes a little bit further than the original article did, since more information has come to light since that was published. But yeah, if you remember playing Monopoly at McDonald's as a kid, if you remember being really excited to go to McDonald's as a kid because that was a thing to do back then, again, we were kids and very dumb, this kind of is a nice little twisted way to get that nostalgia fix, because there's a lot of original advertisement, a lot of original packaging from McDonald's and stuff like that. They show that'll make you go, "Oh, I remember seeing those," all in the service of telling a over-the-top, ridiculous, true heist story. So yeah, if you like Ocean's 11 and would like to see people do more of that in real life, this is probably a pretty good documentary for you. But that is Tuesday's recommendation. That'll get you about half a day's worth if you sit down and binge it all at once. 6 parts, about an hour each episode, so buys you a little bit of time as you're sitting around doing nothing. But other than that, I will pop off. I will be back here Thursday at 5 with another recommendation. And I hope you guys are continuing to stay safe. Have a good one.